Capricorn, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chandler, if you're new to my channel. This is your weekly reading that is also integrating some of the 1111 portal energy as well as the astrology associated with the remainder of this month. So we're going to be covering about 2 weeks of astrology and about 2 months of energy. The misconception about 1111 typically is that it is a 24-hour sort of gateway or portal, right? When that's actually not true. This portal has just opened, so though I may be posting this on the 13th, this energy is to last till December 26th or 7th, whenever that eclipse is just before the new year. It's my understanding that this portal's energy is going to last up until that date. So we are just at the beginning. There's still so much time to understand this energy and what its expression is and what it is for you to learn and what you're currently on the trajectory to manifest in the new year. Of course, this new year is really specific and exciting. It's not just any ordinary new year, it is the new decade, okay? So as we are approaching, we're needing to finalize and wrap up some very significant things that we just can't bring into this new decade, if you know what I mean. It's really important to start this new decade off on the right foot. So if you guys have seen any of my other videos on the 1111 portal for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or if you've cross-watched any of your friends or family's readings, I'm going to cover the astrology, but it's the same astrology as I've posted in every other reading, okay? So if you feel like you're caught up with the astrology and the energy associated with this portal, feel free to switch to the tarot now. I can timestamp it below if you'd like to just skip over. Otherwise, we're going to start with the astrology, you guys. So of course, we're in Scorpio season. The sun is in Scorpio. I think we have like 4 planets in Scorpio right now, so it's pretty intense energy. Of course, Scorpio is intense on its own, but this season specifically, it's really intense. We have, firstly, November 11th. 1111 representing this greater awakening, this epiphany or illumination kind of date. Where things have been sort of stagnant, unclear, this is really being cleaned up because we have Mercury retrograde conjunct the sun. Okay, this is called a cazimi, and it's at 18 degrees. So with this numerology playing a big role in the overall energy, number 18 reducing to a number 9, this is the universe trying to tell us some things need to come to an end so other things can begin. This day is helping us alchemize or transform emotional stagnation, areas that have been unclean or unclear, areas in life where we have felt, have held bondages or maybe even barriers toward our manifestations. The sun is helping purify these issues with fire. Okay, so it's hoping by the end of this energy, you're going to be sitting on the king's throne in the seat of authority and power. But of course, the process leading up to that, you're going to have to either receive or send out some direct and clear truths, okay, to get things moving. Illumination across the board, and of course, the intention is to create progressive emotional movement in these very slow, stagnant, or immovable energies, maybe regarding trauma or past issues that we'd probably rather avoid, to be completely honest. This can be very transformative, but no action may take place right now. Okay, these things are still being clarified and even illuminated. So if you don't feel like you have all the information, then it's okay to wait until you feel you do. Though the physical world may be not unchanging at this time, your internal world may shift substantially because of this energy. On 11/11, we also had Mercury transiting the sun. So if you have the right telescope, you may have been able to see tiny Mercury right in front of the sun there, but we probably wouldn't be able to see this with our own eyes. This is actually a very rare astrological event. And it's no coincidence that I think it happens on this day. I mean, it's a very special energy that we're receiving with this 1111 portal, maybe more special than years past. Through this energy, we're no longer able to point the finger at others, at situations, or even ourselves, claiming that things are simply black and white, good or bad, light or dark. but rather we're able to view the entirety of our situation and the fullness of the experience. And by doing that, we're able to see how embracing maybe this spooky, hidden, creepy, crawly agendas, conspiracies, hidden truths, the darkness and the shadow within Scorpio season, and transform it, liberate ourselves from it. This is ultimately what the sun's gift is. By this illumination, we may turn situations and our perspectives from being victim to victor. So the full moon in Taurus, 11/12. This was last night. You guys may be feeling this energy. I know I was. We have the full moon trining Saturn and Pluto sextile Neptune. It's a lot of internal energy representing foundationalism, what we deserve, what we should expect, what works in a system, what we can build upon. Essentially, this next 2 or 3 week period regarding the full moon in Taurus is a period of settling and integrating what you've recently unearthed. Okay, the things that you've been discovering or have been revealed to you are going to need a time to ground. Full moon in Taurus is going to be that grounding agent. Full moon in Taurus, the higher quality of Taurus is quality versus quantity. It's about what we love, what we cherish, what we value, what we are devoted to, what gives us function and purpose. And conversely, where our value lies may also translate directly to our finances. Scorpio, the opposite sign of Taurus and the season we're currently in, understands money from other people's perspective. They understand other people's money. Taurus, on the other hand, understands value as it applies to the self. So you're going to have to set standards for where your needs will be met this season. This may be bringing up personal issues regarding finances and issues surrounding that, maybe surrounding laziness, overindulgence, obsessive tendencies, or materialism. These energies, aspecting Pluto and Saturn, are hoping to help us create lasting progress and appropriate building techniques where we have fixed or rigid ideas, because of course Scorpio and Taurus are both very fixed and stubborn signs. It's going to draw focus upon what we deserve and really force us to see what we have been prioritizing and maybe question our judgment about that too. Mercury retrograde and the 11/11 portal issues are being further clarified as Mercury retrograde is forcing us to make these lower vibrational issues our priority right now. How bad does a situation need to get before we gain this clarity? How low can you sink before you simply choose to start swimming? Like a snake shedding its skin, sometimes this process can be really uncomfortable. But if it has our awareness, we have the power to change it, right? So sink into this process. Now is the time to really take a look at those deeper truths, what we may have been avoiding, admitting to others, and maybe even to ourselves. Taurus is about beauty. It is being illuminated with the power of Mercury retrograde and the sun in Scorpio, however. So yeah, it may be bringing up some of those really spooky, creepy, crawly things that we don't really want to look at and may not be very pretty. But this discomfort is the process of becoming more high vibrational. And then the physical reality of what Taurus energy, the material possessions, beauty, earthly comforts, visceral sensations, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical health, and of course the Venusian luxury of material security can come through. It has a chance to shift and it has a chance to integrate. tough love is sometimes necessary. Show yourself love by being disciplined and organized, Capricorn. And I don't think that that's going to be a really tough challenge for you. Enlightenment can also be obtained through comfort. What actually brings your soul comfort? Is it really the scorpionic, lustrous, visceral desires, maybe even that which is taboo and may feel really right but is actually wrong? What you desire? Or could it be something much more humble and simple than that, after all? With fixed Taurus lunar energy, all you have to ask yourself is, how can I get out of my own way? Maybe it's easier said than done. But Venus squaring Neptune will draw focus upon what is possible, what is tangible, and conversely, what may not be real, what may actually be a foolish illusion that we've sort of played into. Neptune has an energy of rose-colored glasses. And as it's squaring Venus, a lot of us are going to be realizing that honeymoon phase is so over. The advice here is, don't let the impossible dreams distract you from what is actually truly beautiful in your life right now. It may be a humbling process for some, but it's very necessary for all. All right, Capricorn, as I've been in your energy this whole time, I feel like you guys are doing really well with Mercury retrograde. You're not having any issues communicating. I'm not having any issues communicating in your energy. I'm kind of feeling that energy of like slow and steady wins the race, okay? So you're not hastily trying to commit yourself to anything. You're definitely being very objective right now, which is, I think, true blue to your own energy. And in that kind of energy, the answers of what you may want to change or move toward or integrate in your life may just come that much more simply. So that's a good energy. Let me see what comes up for you. The Capricorn, what the heck? The Tower. Totally not what I felt initially, so some of you may not see this coming, some of you may not know this is on its way, or some of you may have already experienced this Tower and it may not be any news to you. But we have the Tower moment for sure, okay? This is Mars and Aries energy. This is a very sudden or abrupt ending, but it's very final as well, okay? It's very final as well. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out, okay. Your energy is definitely forward moving, and you may actually be well aware that something has to end. This Tower may be the final obstruction in your way before you're able to truly embrace the newness of what this new decade has to bring you. On the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess in reverse. So this is the energy you're working with, and it's a really powerful energy. When we have the High Priestess in reverse, this is you being very much into your intuition. You may be having dreams, receiving messages. There could be a sort of calling to a higher purpose. But I see you being very drawn to this truth, you being very aware of your surroundings and what's going on. And so, like I said before, though I was surprised, and though you may not have already gone through this Tower moment, I don't feel it'll come as a surprise. I feel like for those of you who this Tower moment is happening for, you kind of already are very aware that it's either on its way, that it's coming, or that it's happening as we speak, right? So, yeah, some news or information has come out. This High Priestess, Piscean energy, also Divine Feminine energy, is not surprised. Not surprised. The Sun, they are very illuminated with this information already. So, I wonder who's being caught off guard. Yeah, ooh! 7 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. These are deeds of the past, taking what is not yours, Someone could be sneaking around. Someone could have some malicious sabotaging tendencies that are bringing them, quite literally to a brick wall. We have someone here, though, that really wants to fight for what is right. It's interesting, okay, because we have all of these cards coming out after. We have the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and Death. I feel that there's a little bit of a battle going on with the Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords to come, Six of Swords. There's a lot of news coming out. There's an epiphany, there's a revelation, and this is potentially bringing down a little bit of an oligarchy, okay? People who have power over situations that may use it to manipulate others. This is a huge theme going on in the overall collective. Long-standing power struggles definitely are coming down because someone's realizing something. We also have the King of Pentacles coming up as the King of Wands, really confident with what they know or what they are able to accomplish right now. If this is you, Capricorn, you're coming through in a very direct way. We have the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. This may be regarding a relationship. Third-party situations, lies and deceit, or betrayal. Okay? I feel that whatever this is, it's a true ending of this because someone's realizing the error in their ways or potentially the self-sabotaging tendencies of their inability to see things correctly. There's some information here about coming out of illusion, okay? Coming out of what was once very deceiving, okay? This Two of Cups, unfortunately, I feel like may involve a lover, someone who you considered a companion, may have remained loyal to. There's definitely disloyalty. There is definitely some sabotage going on a grander scale. But this Four of Wands is interesting because this is 1111. This is the twin flame card. This is the divine intervention, union kind of card. Great things take time. Okay, that's what I'm getting with this. Great things take time. The Four of Wands is a very stable commitment. It's one of marriage or union, but as you can see, there's a long path behind them, and there's a lot of people here, in celebration of their day, but really none of these people matter at the end of the day. It's these two that are in the center of their reality. There may have been a long, difficult, or tumultuous past that you two are trying to put behind you. There is so much movement forward here. Show me what else I need to see for Capricorn. Someone sabotaged a relationship. For sure. We have the Knight of Cups. No apologies here. No apologies here. Because what? The transparency has been had. Ultimate transparency, for sure. Yeah, information is coming out. That which we couldn't understand before is unavoidable now. And the King of Cups, there's a lot of resentment, and I'm almost getting this feeling of disgust. I don't know why I'm getting this feeling of disgust. So strength, the transparency is making this person want to leave a situation. It's unfortunate because I feel like whoever did this betrayal was actually very close to this person. Very close to this person. I don't feel romanticism actually from this. I feel more of a friendship, a kinship, someone who you may have gone to for advice. They may have appeared very sincere. You may have helped this person. You may have, admired this person. There's definitely a feeling of admiration that is now coming through as a bit of disgust because of whatever manipulation has been had. While this Empress on the bottom of the deck, the Four of Swords and the World, this is talking about, taking time to really recover, taking time to reflect upon whatever deceit, disloyalty, or sabotage has been had. But ultimately, through the recovery, the rest and rejuvenation, this Empress reemerges in an entirely new form, in an entirely new cycle, with lots of information and lots of new opportunities at their disposal. Needless to say, I think that this is actually a very good, lesson, okay, as to where your energy should go, and what ultimately does provide happiness. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups. It's funny that I said that, because I feel whatever sabotage was going on, or what has happened, all of this energy is coming out. It's readily available here for those who seek it. There could even be someone coming to another with important information. Information that could be very hush-hush, or, there's this third-party energy here with the Knight of Cups that says, I know for a fact something like this has transpired. So some of you could be getting this news that creates the Tower moment within your relationship or circle. And it kind of exposes just the blatant ignorance of other people to try to sabotage what ultimately is in your destiny anyways. So like I said, I don't feel that it's a surprise. It could be confusing, it could be off-putting, it could be something that hurts your feelings, because you may have had admiration for this person, Capricorn. But ultimately, these powers right now in the collective are being driven by darkness. And it's not so much the person that wants to sabotage this divine union, but it's the darkness within the collective, using the people as pawns. And so if you do have animosity toward this person, it's best to just take some time or remove yourself from the relationship altogether, because fighting darkness is only going to give it more attention. It's only going to give it more power. The advice here is to truly start to move in a different direction. Call a Tower moment for good, because these Seven of Swords energies are still ongoing, or else it would be in reverse. These are mistakes of the past. This is straight up betrayal still going on in this dynamic. So I think you really need to reflect upon how much you trust individuals right now, how much leeway you give individuals right now over things that may actually be really important to you. If someone's playing both sides and, going back and forth and acting like they support you, but then, doing sabotaging acts on the side, then that just is very revealing to the darkness that they are succumbing to, and their personal willpower that may not actually be so powerful, right? There's definitely a very revealing aspect to this information, and it's because they don't want you to have this Ten of Cups. This is straight up envy. This is straight up envy. So Capricorn, this could be you. Crosswatchers, yes, of course. If this isn't your sun, moon, or rising, or Venus, then please feel free to switch up or reverse the roles. This person really didn't want you to have this Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. This is your wish fulfillment. This is happy wife, happy life, material possessions, spiritual and emotional well-being and security. I see 2 children. I see a home. I see land. I see completion of a very significant spiritual lesson here that ultimately brings right after this Ace of Cups. Okay, so if you don't feel like you're on the verge of receiving this love, it could just be something that is waiting for you to end this previous cycle. It could be something that is only available to you after you see through the illusion of what sabotage was actually going on. Let's get more on this sabotage. Let's get more on this manipulation and the oligarchy that is trying to manipulate people's free will to an extent. Okay, we have the Chariot in reverse. This is Cancer energy, major arcana, as well as the Two of Swords in reverse. So what I feel like here, which is really an interesting energy, is you haven't been able to move forward because no one has come forward. You may have inclinations, you may have already realized this information without actually hearing it from their mouth, This person may also be using third-party energies to confuse you, but I feel that confusion is over and done with. You're seeing very clearly. You're coming out of the indecision, though you're moving very slowly and carefully, which I think is probably still advised. We are still in Scorpio season, okay? But ultimately, this realization for you, Cap, has released you from the powers that be. I keep hearing oligarchy, the powers that be, people who act as authority figures but actually are, I almost want to say like puppets. You know, they're showing me puppets on a string. Okay, so these people who really lack moral character or integrity, who have ultimately tried to persuade the powers that be in their direction when they haven't realized the powers that be have been using them as pawns. There's something very, very big about this energy. And the manipulation taking place not only from these people, but to these people who have not been able to see the error in their ways. We have a lot of cups energy, 5 of cups, scorpionic energy. This is here to clarify all of the bullshit, to be completely honest, Capricorn. You are not going to be surprised by this at all. A lot of this has been going on in the collective to try to divert divine situations or happiness to come in 2020. Those who have been on the on the defense here, or maybe if defense is too strong of a word, it's the manipulative side. The people who have been trying to sabotage the good karma for others are going to be reaping it threefold in the new year. This person's health is probably going to decline. The 5 of cups and the 8 of swords, this is showing the inability to leave without the appropriate information, though you are already very aware. So some of you could be in contractual ties. You could be in a sticky situation, I'm hearing. Something that you feel you can't just get up and leave from, but you kind of are waking up to the fact that you were probably more enslaved in this situation than liberated from it. If people have control over your mind, if people have control over your opinions or trying to persuade your opinions through drama or through, gossip, talking about someone's reputation or trying to defamate their character. In turn, I think this is making you see this person who you admired at one point in a much lower vibration. And so as this sort of momentum builds, I think you're going to need to really call this as it is. Either, a situation that you want to stay in and try to recover, or one that is maybe better off left and never revisited. We have the Hanged Man, so ultimately I think that this is where you're at. And you kind of know that this 10 of Cups and the Ace of Cups is coming your way, but it's needing to really take a look at this bullshit, to be completely honest, before you can receive that. And that's the majority of where we are as a collective as well. If we're fighting these darker energies to receive the blessings of 2020 and the good karma, what is ours. Okay, I'm getting this information. Some of you are going to be receiving some good karma because you didn't quit. Because you didn't give up. Not really, not really. Because even though this tower is here, it's not until you are very sure of what action to take that you actually do take action. Maybe you were waiting upon this situation to evolve so that you can know more appropriately which direction to take. That was a good choice. Though you may have made mistakes in trusting other people, they absolutely betrayed your trust, I see. You are learning, and that was a valuable lesson for you to learn before you could move ahead. Now that you have more information, or more information is coming your way, I do feel that you need to come out of the illusion completely. You need to be much more aware of who you trust, who you let in, or who you let have a hand in your business. There are several hands in your business that don't want you to have this Ace of Cups or the 10 of Cups, and you need to be aware of that. You need to protect and defend what may not be in your life yet, which is kind of a difficult task as well. Something that you know is coming, you're going to have to prepare for that. Okay, success happens when opportunity meets preparation, remember? So this is the time of integrating, settling, and preparing these energies. What else came through? There was something else that came through. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Now I lost it. There's a lot of water here. There's water and air. So you could be dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. What else? Anything else? I know I've been talking like a million miles an hour, Capricorn. This is just how your energy has been going. This whole time, the communication has just been coming up. It's just been coming up. It's just been so clear. And so I got a lot out in a very short amount of time. I usually tend to take a little bit longer than that, but it was just very clear. I think what ultimately this hangman is realizing is that you cannot build upon certain things. Certain things are not appropriate to usher in these newer blessings. Of course, a lot of us that are receiving the good karma are having to protect and defend that karma. Maybe keep hush-hush about it. Be careful who you let into your circle or who you trust with your blessings. A lot of people are coming toward the light. The people who are on the receiving end of this good karma to try to take it for themselves, not realizing that they can't align with it themselves, that they can't have access to it themselves. And so, needless to say, in one way or another, there's a splitting or a diverging of paths, and I see that being as this tower, okay? And you have to choose potentially what side you're on or how you want to proceed with the information that you have now. A lot of really good information coming for you, Capricorn. I really don't see any major threat. I see just a lot of manipulation. There could be some sabotage. I'm hearing blackmail. Somebody could have an upper hand or be keeping you in a situation because, they have something on you. It could, defamate your character or ruin your reputation. There's something along those lines, just like real petty stuff that actually doesn't affect you in the long run, and you can liberate yourself from that, absolutely. I don't see money involved. I think a lot of this is having to do with reputation, good karma, jealousy, envy, obsession potentially even to an extent, because there's a lot of emotion involved in this. Someone could be quite literally obsessed about what you are about to receive, and in knowing this, they could be trying to deter you from actually receiving it and being happy somewhere else or in some other situation. I guess that's it. Capricorn, I don't know what this was, to be completely honest. There's an energy here that just really wanted to come through this channel. So hopefully it resonated with some of you guys. I know for a fact that there are a lot of karmic energies surrounding the divination at hand. Up until the new year, there's going to be a lot of people trying to deter you from what is actually destined. So I don't think that they are going to prevail. I don't think that there's any way on this planet that they're going to be able to succeed with that kind of stuff. What is yours is already yours. It could slow the process down. It could make it kind of tedious or even annoying. I'm feeling a lot of annoyance from this actually now. And so you're just going to have to deal. You're just going to have to deal with it as much and as best as you can to remove yourself from those energies, because it's just going to become more and more obvious. And then the diverging energies, the splitting or crossroads will happen. And then this issue will be no more. This issue will be no more. And you will have finalized this greater spiritual awakening, lesson, or contract, and be completely liberated with all of the information, all the lessons and energy that you've accrued. Because people don't realize as well, this is coming through so fast, people don't realize as well, the energy that they give to you through negativity and darker forces, you actually absorb and transform into light. And so when they do try to counteract your destiny, the universe actually assists you in the ability to be able to transmute those and to turn them around, to give you more momentum, to give you more life force, vitality, and spiritual strength. Okay, so if you, again, like I said in the astrology, if you're going through a really uncomfortable process, if things are really deep and difficult right now, that means you're doing some really amazing spiritual work, and I commend you. I applaud you. You have a lot of people on the other side as well that are watching you break through these barriers, challenge the oligarchy, and, shift into new timelines that I think are going to be really, really exciting. At least that's my hope for you, Capricorn. So keep doing what you're doing. Stand in your truth. Although it's kind of disappointing here what you're realizing about certain people, the facts are going to be there. The information is going to be available. Someone may come forward with valid and truthful information, things that you did not see about what sabotaging efforts were being made against you. But ultimately, what goes on in the dark is there to serve the light. And that's the point blank of your message here. What goes on in the dark is there to serve the light. You have learned an amazing lesson, and you don't have to suffer anymore through it. You are being released. The decision has already been made through your karmic efforts, and blessings are on their way. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Take care. Bye.